After a week off in the first 10 races of the season, we are back for the Trinity River Cup Series 2023 season. We arrive for the very first time in the North Star State at Minnesota Motorsports Park, a 1.048 mile speedway for the Gander Outdoors 400, live right here on the Trinity River Network. Good evening, everyone. We are in for a stellar night of racing here in the Gopher State, joined alongside Nathan Stapleton for the call of this one. Nathan, it's good to have you up here in the booth. One of your drivers is up in the top 5 of the championship standings. Elijah Gordon's 4th right now. The other two have tended to struggle so far this season, but overall, I think your team is doing actually fairly decent this season. But that aside, what can we expect coming into this race tonight?
Well, this is the first time I've ever seen a race here at Minnesota, so I don't know what to expect, but based off of a little bit of a test race that we did before we got started, it looks to be a very entertaining racetrack. Inside might be the way to go, but it is very, very wide. Probably 3 or 4 different lanes if they really wanted to, and it's a very unique racetrack, but I'm looking forward to what straight's out here tonight underneath the lights here in Minnesota.
Absolutely, should be an amazing one. So let's take a look at the championship standings. Coming in, it's Eric Monaco leading the way, 271 points towards the championship. Is 2 ahead of Chase Buck, 19 ahead of John Andrews, 20 ahead of Elijah Gordon, 24 ahead of Jacob Thibodeau, 28 ahead of Scott Upton, 30 ahead of Braden Perez, 31 ahead of Robert Crown Jr., 36 ahead of Sebastian Kukulon, and rounding out the top 10, it is Christian Vargas, 40 points behind Eric Monaco. That's going to do it for the pre-race. Time to get the cars rolling off the pit road here at Minnesota Motorsports Park. It is Thomas Truxell on the pole position for tonight's race. He starts alongside Chase Buck. In row number 2, we find Christian Vargas starting alongside the last race winner here in the Trinity River Cup Series, John Andrews, who won at Atlanta. Row number 3, we find Trey Wright in the 95. He's starting alongside the 91 of Priya McShane. Row number 4, we find Braden Perez, who won at Daytona on the road course, followed by defending series champion and new Smyrna winner Nicholas Samadio. Rounding out the top 10, we find Trey Smith. He is starting this one alongside the 17 of Max Sterling. That is the top 10 here at Minnesota. Nathan, 80 laps here around this little over a mile trek. Who do we think is going to go to victory lane in this one?
Well, never been here before. I've never seen a race here before. I don't know what to expect. I think we will have a fantastic one here tonight. And I'm going to go with the number 32 of Jacob Thibodeau. That Ty Koga machine to get the job done here tonight.
He broke through and got his first career win at Willow Springs this year during the West Coast Swing. We'll see if Thibodeau can nab another one here for Pacific Hamel Racing. But his teammate Thomas Truxell leading the field to the green flag here at Minnesota Motorsports Park. The Gander Outdoors 400 gets the green flag. Let's get the show on the road in Minnesota. Out of 4, Thomas Truxell leads lap number 1 here at Minnesota Motorsports Park, right into the second position. Vargas is 3rd. Trey Smith is 4th. They're side by side for 3rd. Smith gets into the position, and here comes Trey Wright.
Here comes Trey Wright in the number 95, in the 95, excuse me, going for the race lead, but here comes Trey Smith, who last time I was in the booth here in the Trinity River Cup Series, he won at Daytona, so I bet he wants me to be in the booth every single race so he can win every single race, but just like that, back out front for Trey Smith.
Trey Smith, 22nd in the championship coming in. Daytona 500 winner and 2021 Series champion here in the TRCS. He now runs up front for All-Star Speed Team in the Comfort Suites number 10 that Ryan Durrani piloted 1 season ago before he went to own his own team, Ryan Durrani Incorporated, which now owns the 41 car of John Andrews. You see working his way through the inside there. Won at Atlanta 2 weeks ago, and then his teammate Brock Nelson currently runs in the 30th position as Jacob Thibodeau, your pick, Nathan. He's heading up to the lead here in Minnesota.
Well, I felt pretty confident in picking one of Phil's cars because his team, no matter what series, seems to be really, really good. And look at the 32 Thibodeau pulled away once he took the race leeway, absolutely pulling away from the field. Here comes the subway machine at the number 27 of Kyle McLeese, and
Sorry, we were 4 wide back there for a second. As Paul Antoine Sear and Kanan Biller get together, we are 4 wide now. Blake Parker, Keegan Thompson, they survive it.
Well, this track's definitely wide enough for 4 wide, and we saw it multiple times right there in the same lap.
That was incredible.
Wow.
All 3 PHR cars are in the top 10. As for the race lead, there goes Kyle McLeese right around Jacob Thibodeau, and John Andrews is now going to challenge the defending championship runner-up for the race lead. It's a 3-way battle for the top position right now. McLeese, Andrews, and Thibodeau battling for the race lead. All 3 PHR cars are in the top 5. Braden Perez in the 47. Looking to get into 3rd, looking to get into 2nd as Thomas Troxel slips back to 5th. Here comes Will Parrish and Blake Parker.
Parrish and Parker on this inside lane, gonna get the job done off of turn 2 and into turns 3 and 4. And how about the 47 and the 32? Up here, and here comes Will Parrish in that O2 machine. Might have to watch out for him, as we are always seeing a lot of different players up front, and a lot of different players that have fallen deep through the field.
Absolutely. Take a look down the back straightaway, an overhead shot as they head down into turn number 3. Still a lot of really good side-by-side action going on. 3 wide back here. Thomas Troxel's in the middle of it. Up ahead, Braden Perez going for the race lead on John Andrews into turn number 1.
Thibodeau trying to roll the outside lane in 1 and 2. Seems to look out in turn 1, but not so much in turn 2. And especially over here in turns 3 and 4. Here comes the 47 of Braden Perez from 3rd to 2nd to 1st, nearly the number 47.
Great run there by Braden Perez. Already on to lap number 12 in this one. 69 laps to go in this Gander Outdoors 400. Braden Perez leads the way. John Andrews 2nd. Blake Parker 3rd. Jacob Thibodeau 4th. Will Parrish 5th. Almost 3 and 4 wide again. Coming out of 4 for the 4th position. Dale Lightning's going to take it, and Blake Parker's going to move into the race lead. 3 wide for the race lead here in Minnesota. John Andrews threads the needle and takes it.
We are seeing so much 3 and 4 wide here lately. This is absolutely insane. As I thought Andrews was going to take it, but with a great 3 and 4, Blake Parker's going to grab it right back from him.
That was incredible. Blake Parker moves into the race lead. John Andrews and Dale Lightning now battling for 2nd. Lightning has not won since November 2020 in this series. He's won a Scott's National Series championship since his last Cup victory, and he's closing in on Parker in that top position.
Dale Lightning in the number 5 Gander Outdoors machine. Can the Gander Ford win in the Gander 400? We have to wait and see, but he has a really good one here, and here comes Lightning to the point with ease.
Excellent pass there by Dale Lightning and the Aston Martin for Dracoan Racing Enterprises. Marty Sekela, who we haven't talked about in a while, he's having a really, really bad season for EL Alpine Racing. Marty Sekela comes into this one 32nd in the championship standings. His teammate Steven Colon got a win at Phoenix a few weeks ago, and Marty now into second, and he's going to go for the lead on Dale Lightning.
Good old Marty Sekela going for the race lead here, trying to take it away from Lightning and Parker. And watch out, is this 14 going to do it to the middle? I thought he was, but Parker's going to think better of it and going to follow Molly past as Molly takes the race lead away, and Dale Lightning from first to third at least as 3 wide for third.
William Brock and Will Parrish slide to the inside of Dale Lightning. It's Parrish on the bottom, Brock in the middle, and Brock is going to come out of the middle into that third position potentially. Parrish fights back on the inside. That's the best we've seen somebody work the inside in 1 and 2 all night long. Here comes Blake Parker back down to the inside, and he'll move back into the race lead here at Minnesota.
Fantastic stuff. Here comes Brad Stover out of nowhere.
Oh, into the grass.
Oh boy, he definitely did not want to do that in 1 and 2, especially in turn 1. Almost got all 4 tires in the grass and lost all of his momentum. And now Molly trying to rip the top slide, gain some of that momentum back, and here comes the 0-2 of Will Parrish to the race lead.
Fitzwater Collins Racing number 02, the Dent Wizard Ford of Will Parrish, who has never won in this series, moves into the race lead here at Minnesota. He looked like he was set for certain victory at Atlanta 2 weeks ago before the week off, and then tire went down. He lost to Michelin, able to finish the race, of course, but just unfortunate the way things worked out. Came out of there with a last place finish and fell to 35th in the championship standings. Here comes Blake Parker, though, who's 39th in the championship coming into this race. He's going to move back to the race lead here at Minnesota. So the guys in the bottom of the standings getting to show out here early on at Minnesota.
Fantastic stuff. Only on lap 21, now lap 22 here in the Gander Outdoors 400. And Stover's going to get a fantastic 1 through 1 and 2, 3 wide for second, as the 50 of Andrew Williams is going to challenge for it.
Where did he come from? And here, where did this guy come from? Chase Buck. We haven't talked about him all night. Where did this guy come from? Alejandro Cruz Jr. and Kyle McLeese right tucked in behind the 46. This is a track where we can have a ton of comers and goers. It's surprising because it's not a super speedway. It's just barely over a mile long. But there is a lot of slipping and sliding going on in this one, as just past a quarter of the way done, Andrew Williams down to the inside of Brad Stover. He'll move into the race lead here at Minnesota.
This track is definitely a unique one for sure, but it is putting on a show for the first time ever here in the Trinity River Cup Series. And Andrew Williams out front in that number 50 Advent Health machine. And basically, every lap, 2 or 3 times, we get to say, where did this driver come from? Where did this driver come from? Where did he come from? Where did she come from? It's absolutely insane, and we're only 25 laps in.
Chase Buck has caught the backside of Andrew Williams, heading off into the third turn to the end of lap 25. And now Buck, the Rockingham winner, another lead change here at the Gander 400. Chase Buck to the lead for Monkey Buck Racing, the team he now co-owns with Diego Vasquez. He'll take that 45 Mercedes into the lead.
Great stuff. Chase Buck in the number 45 out front. And watch out for Kyle McLeese in the subway machine. And one driver I might have to keep an eye on that is staying up front is this number 14 of Blake Parker. No matter what, with all the shuffling, he is maintaining being inside the top 5 throughout the majority of this race ever since we've seen him up here, so he might have a shot. And how about that red Coca-Cola machine up front out of nowhere?
That's Priya McShane for Osgood Motorsports Parker into the race lead here at Minnesota. Wasn't able to get it at the line, but we'll have it now out of turn number 2. Parker Again, 39th in the championship standings coming in. No career wins to his name. This is his second full-time season of competition in the Cup Series. So Parker back up front for All-Star Speed Team as 3 wide for 5th. Brock Williams and McLeese going at it.
Here comes the number 50, Gander Williams, trying to make his way back up to the field. And here comes Prima Shane, maybe have a shot after they Parker here. And
oh yes, she will. Absolutely. Cuts it down to the inside and immediately takes the race lead.
Here comes Murray, here comes Gander Williams. Oh, but can Parker get a good one up top? Does not look like it. But, on my eyes, it seems to me, is that William Block? I know, hello, William Block, in that blue and yellow machine, and the number 59. And he's in 5th now.
Here's a guy we haven't talked about all night, Sebastian Kukulon in the 6th position, but don't look now, here comes Marty Sakala down to the inside, trying to move back into the race lead here at Minnesota. Not very far behind Kukulon is your defending series champion, Nicholas Samadio, a guy who is 38th in the championship standings coming in. Marty Sakala, 32nd in the points, now back to the race lead here, the Gander Outdoors 400. Side by side for 2nd, Williams to the inside of McShane.
And with this race being such full of comers and goers, with this being almost like the mini super speedway, with how these jobs keep on going back and forth throughout the field. We are seeing some of these drivers deep in the point standings get some good ones like Nicholas Sims deal for Blackout Motorsports. Not a good season, but finally good to see this driver, defending champion for my team, back up front here in that beautiful Van Selfos Nissan, and have to see if he can finally get something to change. But speaking of change, back for the race lead, as that's going to change, here comes Gander Williams back up front.
Williams takes it back for Jacoan Racing Enterprises, and Nicholas Samadio, a guy who I thought would have a lot better season than what he's been having so far. Defending series champion, got the win at New Smyrna in race number 2 of the season, and since then, not a whole lot. 38th in the championship standings now, but Lozano, oh my goodness,
hello,
sticking like a cat on Velcro on the inside, and into the 5th position he goes. Holy smokes. His teammate, Priya McShane, not very far behind there in the 91. Both the Osgood Motorsports cars trying to pounce, as here comes Sebastian Kukulon, as we're just a handful of laps away from the pit cycle.
This next pit machine is absolutely hit another gear. Is he in 5th or 6th gear? I don't even know, but absolutely flying, and he's about to go for the race lead. Alex Lozano to the race lead.
Incredible drive by Alex Lozano, who's never won in his career, his 2nd full-time season, and into the race lead here at Minnesota. As we're already seeing some cars coming to the pits, Hayes, Harris, and Wright are into the pits right now, so the pit cycle is beginning at this moment. Sterling, Perez, Nelson, looks like Rose, and a whole bunch of others coming in. There's Andrew Williams moving into the race lead here at Minnesota. Well, the pit cycle is beginning to manifest here, and looks like most, if not everybody, is getting down clean, and we're already seeing some drivers come out of the pits. This is where it's going to get dangerous.
Yeah, this could be sketchy. Some drivers are exiting pit road and motion back into the field. Meanwhile, some drivers are going to come down pit road and have to watch out. Hopefully, these guys can cycle out clean it and they're going to have a caution because of it. But the 50th and the Williams out front. And how about the 54, I believe? Chase Harris up front.
Chase Harris was down into the pits. He's working on rubbering his Michelins into the pavement. He'll get a lap back from Andrew Williams. So he'll now be 1 lap down. We'll see if Chase Harris... We'll see what kind of strategy everybody else pulls. They're really stretching it past halfway now. And we're coming around for the cross flags this time. So this would be a pretty good time to come into the pits if you haven't done it yet. And it looks like, oh, a whole bunch. Oh my goodness. Colin Teague and Mitchell Henderson slammed together with Roberto Crown Jr. also involved. And the caution comes out right at halfway.
Terrible crash in 3 and 4. Well, this halfway caution, I guess. Unfortunately, they're close to facing black. Menace black on most sports cars, but terrible hit between both of those cars upside down, and now everyone else is going to come down pit road here. Why at halfway?
What a hellacious hit for Colin Teague and Mitchell Henderson as race leader Andrew Williams comes into the pits. William Brock now in front for the time being. A violent end to what was a tremendous run of green flag racing here at Minnesota. And we'll see who's going to win the race out of the pits. And looks like they're not the only ones that are going to come down. It's going to be a whole bunch of others here in just a second. Looks like Kukulon won the race off pit road for these drivers. And Williams fell back a ton in the 50.
And this is smart for these guys because I think they already pitted. But might as well pit again under caution. And I think they would be able to go all the way from here, I believe. So might as well get the job done on pit road for the last time of the night if this thing stays green. And now we have to see how everything cycles out.
The order is definitely going to get shaken up under this caution. But for right now, I do believe, I don't know who's going to move into the race lead. I guess it's going to be Kukulon now. So Sebastian Kukulon's going to take the race lead here at Minnesota. And I guess he will lead the field to the green flag here shortly. But for now, let's go ahead and take a look at what happened to bring out this first caution here in the Gander Outdoors 400 at Minnesota. So watching here, looks like it was a stack-up effect. Thomas Truxell trying to get into the pits. Nicholas Samadio couldn't stop. Gets into the back of his teammate Colin Teague. And so Nicholas Samadio is going to fall out of the race as a result of the damage on the front of that 98. But Colin Teague comes off the wall right into the path of Mitchell Henderson. And Roberto Crown Jr. nowhere to go. Gets a little bit of damage as well. So the 97 and 53 both go flying up in the air. Roberto Crown Jr. goes up and just skirts the outside wall a little bit. And Elijah Gordon coming in late sideways, zipping through. Almost made it a deal with 3 NS blackout cars. But fortunately for Gordon, that ended up not being the case. Let's take a look at an onboard camera, and then we'll take a look at full speed. So on board with the 46 of Alejandro Cruz Jr., see this wreck happens in front of him, and the seas part. The Red Sea parted, as it did for Moses. It parts for Alejandro Cruz Jr., and he squeezes right in between the 3 of Roberto Crown Jr. and the 53 of Mitchell Henderson.
Here you go, into turns going forward, during pit stops, Troxel tried coming down pit road, and T was 3 wide, and unfortunately I nowhere to go, nowhere to go for Samadio, nowhere to go for Henderson. Huge hit. 2 cars upside down, and of course Roberto Crown Jr. also involved. That might have been a big crash with 2 cars for the most part, but that club collected Elijah Gordon, Conor McCrease, and a couple of others. Luckily it didn't, but still a massive crash during pit stops, and now we have to wait and see how everything cycles out here for the second half of this race.
Yeah, we'll leave it to the officials to decide this one. But the track is clear. We are good to go. So let's head to the restart here at Minnesota Motorsports Park. 26 cars on the lead lap. Welcome back to your live picture here on the Trinity River Network. Coverage of the Gander Outdoors 400 here at the Minnesota Motorsports Park. Caution coming out for a major incident in turn 3 and 4 involving Colin Teague, Mitchell Henderson, and Roberto Crown Jr. And under that caution as well, Nicholas Samadio falling out of the race for who I don't know what went wrong with him. But 26 cars on the lead lap, 37 remain on the racetrack. It is Lightning, Thompson, Buck, Rose, Cologne, Harris, Garcia, Thibodeau, McLeese, Wright, and Biller a lap down. Field is in the hands of Sebastian Kukulon, looking for his 4th career points-paying win, his 6th of any kind on the channel. It is Christian Vargas, Alex Lozano, Priya McShane, Blake Parker, then Sakala, Monaco, Williams, Parrish, and McClure. The top 10. Green flag is back out at Minnesota.
Great jump from Sebastian Kukulon in the number 82 machine. Hershey's making me very hungry for some Hershey's chocolate, that's for sure. And here comes the 05 of Vargas. Where did he come from? As we might go 3 wide, very, very close. As Lozano going to take the race lead, at least try to, at the line.
And I believe he got it at the stripe. Yes, he did, by less than 1,000th of a second ahead of Christian Vargas. But Vargas, or less than 100th of a second at the line, I should say. Vargas powers back on the outside. Lozano trying to get the inside going again in 3 and 4, and he'll get it that time. McShane into 2nd. Sakala into 3rd.
Here comes Molly. Here comes Priya McShane. Starting to see a handful of drivers that, even though there's a lot of comers and goes, there's a handful of drivers that seem to have the best cars here. And that seems to be McShane out of nowhere, Sakala, and this number 57, and this number 50. The top 4 have been up front for most of this race. Where did the target 24 come from? Anthony McClure up to 5th place.
The winner at the Bend Motorsports Park a few weeks ago, the rookie for Wisconsin Racing Incorporated, Anthony McClure, into the top 5 around Priya McShane, and back into the race lead will go Marty Sakala in the number 11 Home Depot Renault.
Sakala's going to take the race lead, but look at Lozano going to try to whip the top side. I'm not going to look out for him like we've seen all night long. And now Andrew Williams is going to take 2nd away in that number 50 Advent Health machine. And might have something for Sakala for the race lead here down the front stretch.
We'll see. He's making a move, heading off into turn number 1. I believe we're almost 4 wide behind as Sakala moves into the lead. We were 3 and maybe even 4 wide back here for the, let's see here, about the 12th or 13th position. Chase Harris is a lap down right now, sitting in the 29th position, but the battle still rages on for everybody else as Andrew Williams in the 50 tried another swipe at Marty Sakala through turn 1 and 2.
Sakala might have one of the best cars here, if I have to be completely honest, because not many cars have been able to whip the top side as good as Sakala has at 1 and 2, but it's a non-existent in 3 and 4. As here comes the Gander Outdoors machine, back up front, trying to win in the Gander Outdoors. One is the number 5 of Daylight League.
These are Dracoan Racing Enterprises teammates, Williams and Lightning, 1 and, well, actually Lightning's a lap down right now. Lightning is 27th, 1 lap down. He'll get a lap back from his teammate Andrew Williams, and Caleb Rose is also a lap down. He's 28th. He'll get a lap back. But Alejandro Cruz Jr. is 2nd on the racetrack right now, trying to catch up to that 50 to take the spot away from Andrew Williams.
Tell you what, the 5 and 50 want a caution right here, right now. As where did Elijah Gordon come from in the number 76? The other two that's back on most cars might be destroyed, but we still got one left, and it's the best one I've seen for the team. Elijah Gordon out front, out of nowhere to join the club of drivers that keep on moving their way up to the front out of nowhere.
And Chase Harris, who's also a lap down, tries to thread the needle between the 76 and 46 to try to get a lap back. Justin Zeidel, 3rd right now, in the middle of an absolute hornet's nest. Now around for 2nd, trying to catch up to the 76, but he's got to get around the lap car, the 54 of Harris as well.
Oh boy, almost full wide back there. I believe that was the 4th wheel Major Collins was in the midst of that almost 4 wide. They were at least 3 wide. They thought out 4 wide, but thought better of it. That's going out front to 83 of Seidel. Some big names up front. Gordon, Seidel battling for this race lead. All within a lot of lap traffic. Cars trying to get back onto the lead lap, and these cars are actually helping Gordon. Gordon is pulling away as Seidel cannot get past number 5 of Lightning.
Now he might be able to, going through 1 and 2.
Whoa.
His car grips into the racetrack, and Seidel will get right around the 5. Gordon has caught the 15. Could he give another wall between himself and Justin Seidel? Looks like that may be the case. Side by side for third. It is Collins and Lozano going at it. Lightning's a lap down. But Seidel now has caught the 76 of Gordon. He's on the inside of a 3-wide battle between himself and a couple of lap cars. But now they see daylight. Justin Seidel, nothing separates him from Elijah Gordon. 20 laps to go this time through.
20 laps to go, and isn't this ironic? Josh, both of our teams are bound for the lead and we are both in the booth. 20 laps to go. Where did Mitchell Collins come from in this number 43 Shell Pennzoil? Called out of nowhere up into the 3rd position, and still cannot count the 57 of Lozano. As to the point, there goes Justin Seidel.
19 laps to go. The Valvoline Instant Oil Change Toyota Justin Seidel into the top position. Mitchell Collins, who is last in the championship standings coming into this one, down to the inside of Elijah Gordon, looking for that 2nd position. Alex Lozano 4th, now pressed against the backside of the 76. It is Sebastian Kukulon in the 5th position, as Caleb Rose is a lap down in 26th. As Mitchell Collins now down to the inside of Justin Seidel, looking for the race lead on lap 63.
If this does not show the parity and craziness that we've seen from this track tonight, I don't know what does. Elijah Gordon, 4th in points, was out front. And then right now, Mitchell Collins last in points, and now he's out front. Anybody can win this race if you can shuffle up to the front at the right point in time. But this guy's been up front in the top 5 most of it. Alex Lozano back up front in the number 57.
Tell you something real quick. Of the drivers that have won this season, none of them are up in the top 10 right now. We've had no repeat winners here in the 2023 season as far as the points paying events go, strictly separate from the qualifying heats, in whether it be the Clash, Daytona, or New Smyrna. No one has won a main event more than once this year that pays points. So Alex Lozano leads the way. It would be his 1st career win. Collins, it would be his 4th career win after a whole season without a victory. Justin Seidel would be his 1st. Gordon would be his 2nd after winning at Phoenix 1 year ago as a rookie. Sterling's a rookie. Kukulon last won at Armory Digital last August. Thomas Truxell last won at Pocono in July. Andrew Williams won at Milwaukee in July. Vargas has never won. And Alejandro Cruz Jr. has never won. So, here we go. The final 13 laps here at Minnesota. Somebody's going to finally etch a 1 in the win column if things remain the way they are. Will it be Lozano? Will it be Seidel, Collins, Gordon, or somebody else out the pack?
I have my money on Lozano. He's been probably the fastest, most consistent driver all night long. But if he wants to get the win and to make some nuts, quick trot them up in victory lane, he needs to hold off Seidel, Collins, and Gordon at least to get this race victory. But you know what? As long as he stays out front, time is on his side. We are winding down here in this one in the Gander Outdoors morning, as Gordon wanted to take 3rd place away from Mitchell Collins.
11 laps to go this time. Lozano leads. Gordon on the inside of Collins for that 3rd position. Seidel is 2nd in between this mess. He's trying to find a way around, trying to hold on to his spot, while also trying to take one. Here comes Gordon down to the inside. as Lozano slides way wide in the 57. We're 3 wide for the race lead.
Ooh. That was tight there, Josh. And we are still not over, as Zeidel's going to try and make it 3 wide through the middle.
Oh my goodness!
Zeidel, but we are still 3 wide.
Less than 10 laps to go in this one now. Zeidel in the middle, Gordon inside, Lozano outside. Williams slides up from the bottom on the inside of Justin Zeidel. Gordon takes the lead. 9 laps to go. This is far from over.
And tell you what, where did Williams come from? He was fast earlier on in the night. He's up to second. Where did Troxel come from? He's now up front in that number 62 machine. We got new players late in the going here with 8 laps to go. And I don't know who's going to win. I honestly don't. Is anybody race in the top 5? Heck, maybe even top 7, top 8, maybe top 10.
We'll have to see what happens. The other 2 PHR cars have already won this year. Braden Perez and Jacob Thibodeau. So Thomas Troxel, newcomer to the team, he would like to join them. Williams cuts down to the inside and gets around Elijah Gordon for the race lead. 7 laps to go. The battle for third between Mitchell Collins and Ace Garcia. Now raging on behind Elijah Gordon.
52, I think, is a lap down.
Oh, it is. You're right about that.
Yeah,
my mistake. So Troxel is 4th on the racetrack right now. Garcia is actually 3 laps down in 37th position. Andrew Williams is leading the way as we're now just less than 6 laps to go. Thomas Troxel gets around Mitchell Collins. That's for second. And if this lap car of Ace Garcia gets down to the inside of Williams, Thomas Troxel's in the catbird seat. And there he goes to the inside. Right to the race lead goes Troxel.
A power move from Troxel. I'm getting all confused with all these laps. Down cars in between all these leaders. But Troxel out front. Williams in second. And then we got the 43 of Mr. Collins in third. And I believe that's the 12. I believe the 12 is also a lap down.
Yes, he is. He's in 26th, the lap down right now. And Paul-Antoine Sierra is actually on the lead lap in the McDonald's Renault, as is Marty Sakala. So that's the battle for third and fourth. Meantime, looks like we've had some cars come down into the pits late in this one. Could we have a fuel mileage finish here at Minnesota just to kind of cap things off? It is a very tight battle going on behind.
Can these guys make it? 3 laps to go.
Oh, Paul-Antoine Sierra just took the lead, by the way. I didn't even see him down there, but he took the lead at the line from Troxel. Marty Sakala's on the lead lap. Trey Smith is a lap down. Troxel back up front for the time being, but he's stuck on the outside of a lap car and trying to hold on to the lead, but here comes Sear. 2 laps to go.
Oh boy. Sear trying to steal this one from Thomas Troxel. 3 wide for the race lead with 2 laps to go.
Trey Smith on the inside. He's a lap down. Paul-Antoine Sear looking for his first career win. Troxel looking for his second and first on the season. Trying to cut back to the inside. Dale Lightning! It's a lap car on the inside, but 1 lap to go at Minnesota. It's 3 wide for the race lead with Anthony McClure on the inside. Troxel middle, Sear on the outside.
Everyone's failing 3 wide and almost 4 wide at times. All these lap cars are playing into a massive factor. Here we go.
The final corner. McClure down to the inside of Troxel. We're side by side coming to the line at the stripe. Anthony McClure is the first repeat winner of the season. He wins the Gander Outdoors 400 at Minnesota by less than a car length ahead of Thomas Troxel. What a race!
Oh my goodness. What a race.
That's an all-timer.
So much stuff was happening at the end. I was confused as all heck, but at the end of the night, who knows on where this 24th machine came from, but Anthony McClure, the rookie, steals it from Troxel late. What a race.
Unbelievable. What a fabulous race here at Minnesota Motorsports Park, Anthony McClure wins late on a last lap pass, which I believe he may have only led that one lap. Incredible. But with an average race speed of 134.731 miles per hour, 89 one-thousandths of a second ahead of Thomas Truxell, one of the closest finishes in the history of the series. Paul-Antoine Cyr sees his first career win just slip through his grasp, but a third-place podium finish for the Frenchman. Mitchell Collins 4th, Alejandro Cruz Jr. 5th, Justin Zeidel 6th, and then Elijah Gordon, Andrew Williams, Marty Sakala, and Christian Vargas round out the top 10. Take a look at the rest of the standings. Dale Lightning, the last car on the lead lap. Cologne, Rose, Harris, Buck, Thompson, McLeese, Nelson, Thibodeau, Garcia, Wright, Biller, finishing off the lead pace. Let's see. Brock Nelson was 2 laps down. Trey Smith was actually out with a tire failure at the end of that one. Jacob Thibodeau 2 laps down. Ace Garcia 2 laps down. Trey Wright 3 laps down. Kanan Biller 3 laps down. And then so Trey Smith, Nicholas Samadio, Colin Teague, and Mitchell Henderson unable to finish this one tonight here at Minnesota. But Nathan, final thoughts on this one? I need you to finish this up because I need to get my breath back.
All I can say is I've never seen this racetrack before. This track put on a dang show. If you didn't like that race, I don't know what to say. That was absolutely insane. Freaking, we had comers and goes all night long. In the midst of that, we had some cars that had good enough cars to stay up front for most of the night. We had a big-time crash that had at least 1, maybe 2 flips during pit stops. Crazy racing 3 and 4 wide. Late race pit stops, but a few cars weren't able to make it. And then, I don't know, when Anthony McClure steals it and gets his second win on the season by 89 one-thousandths of a second. I cannot even fathom of what we just saw here tonight. And heck, I might want to use this place now. This is a track that is really, really good, surprisingly, and a fantastic race. Thanks for having me up in the booth. This was fantastic.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you for joining me. And this was... Holy smokes. This is definitely going to go down as one of the all-time greatest races in the Trinity River Cup Series. I hope everyone else enjoyed it at home as much as we did. Congratulations one more time to Anthony McClure for Wisconsin Racing Incorporated, the rookie with his second win on the season, and lost 8 spots last time out at Atlanta, fell to 20th in the standings. This is definitely going to vault McClure back up in the championship standings. But my thanks to Nathan Stapleton for joining me on the call for this one. We will see you next week at the Iowa Speedway in Newton, Iowa. Until then, y'all take care, stay safe, and have a good one.